Hey, what is up, guys? So this is going to be a tutorial series on the OpenAI API. We're going to use this thing to do lots of things. This includes things like chat completion, image generation, and even fine-tuning and streaming applications as well. So we're going to do a lot throughout this whole tutorial series. So I'm really excited to start with you guys. So yeah, let's just get started with the kind of requirements that we would be needing to start with this thing. So obviously it's going to be a OpenAI API, so you would need things related to it. You would obviously need basic knowledge of Python. Like if you don't know Python, then I would question why are you taking this course in the first place. But yeah, Python basic knowledge should be fine. Basic NLP knowledge. This is, although I've kept a requirement, but you need to know things like what's a token, what's embedding. If you have basic knowledge of NLP, that should be more than enough to start with this thing. Now, even if you don't know what are things like embeddings and tokens, that should still be fine. You would probably follow along these tutorials, and you might even get to know these things. But yeah, so don't worry. Even if you don't know, you would probably learn these things as you go along with these tutorials. But yeah, it's better to have these things clear before starting this whole tutorial series. Then you can really use this whole setup that you can really do these tutorials in any environment. So you don't need a GPU, although we would be doing fine-tuning off onto those big GPT models, but you really don't need a CPU. The reason being, we would be using the API itself to do the fine-tuning. So yeah, you can really perform this thing in a Colab environment or a regular CPU. If you are doing locally, it's better to have Conda installed, and then you can set up a virtual environment. That way, it's a good practice to have your things separated. So yeah, maybe you can use Conda. That could be one of the requirements if you are doing local work on your PC. But yeah, you can really set up this thing in Google Colab and do it by yourself as well. It's not a big deal. The other requirement obviously we need to have is OpenAI API account. So this is not just a regular ChatGPT account that you might be using. In this account we would be having obviously we would be paying OpenAI, but we would only be making like $5 transaction. That way we don't spend a lot, and probably that should be more than enough to get started and do all of these projects and all of these tutorials. So yeah, we would be having a billing account with OpenAI API. Which we're just going to set up in just a bit. But yeah, these are the requirements. Obviously, as we do these tutorials and maybe when we do projects, we might have few more things that we are going to add. If we do let's say LLM ops, then you might need a GCP account in which you would be doing LLM ops. If we are doing a containerized application, then you would need Docker as well in that case. But for now, to get started, to learn OpenAI API, for now to learn the basics, you don't need those things. So yeah, you can get started with only these things, and you should be good to go. As for the code and stuff, it would be available on my GitHub repo. I've just created this thing. This is where you would find all these tutorials, the codes. I might even put some exercise for you guys to go and perform by yourself, and you would also have the projects that we're going to perform. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the requirements part. See you guys in the next tutorial, in which we're going to set up the OpenAI API, and we'll be having everything from keys to billing and everything. So see you guys in the next tutorial. Thanks so much.